All right, here we are, episode 15 of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions and comments, and help you with your Hut lineup decisions. 4 days in a row we've been hitting this. So let's get after it, help you guys out with your Hut lineup decisions. And we'll start first with Vez QC. Guys, I want to mention, if you are not subscribed to my channel with notifications on, you're going to have a really hard time getting your question answered in this. If not, if you are subbed, I appreciate it, and hopefully my answers help you out here. So we'll start with Vez, who was first, says, hey, Sleeves, happy holidays. I spent all my coins stacking players for Team of the Year, and I currently have the equivalent of around 340 Nations collectibles. I can do one more for X Factor pack. I can do one more for X Factor pack before Team of the Year, plus one reroll to get McCarr, McDavid, McKinnon, and I have 8 Hut Champs collectibles saved for power up collectibles if needed. We don't know for sure what will the Team of the Year players, but what position should I focus on if I can only build 1 or 2? Any other advice for my squad or fun cards I should use? So, when it comes to Team of the Year, guys, we have to wait, to see who wins the Team of the Year. We don't know if it's going to be position locked like it has been the prior 2 years, or if it's going to be like a, 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, doesn't matter on the position. So that's going to change things drastically because if it's position locked, I don't think Austin Matthews is going to get it, and that's pretty tough. And I think that he'd be one of the best Team of the Years. McDavid is the easy answer because he's going to get to 99 first. Like, there's no way, whenever they do upgrades every month, right, they keep the overalls about +1. So this month is about 90. Next month, you'll see 91s, and you'll find out cards. The thing about McDavid is that he gets cards immediately. So he's going to get to 99 first, more than likely. He's going to get to 99 speed first. And if they give him, let's say, unstoppable force, maybe he gets gold elite edges. I just don't see how he is not the best number 1 clear choice. So McDavid should always be the focus. After that, like I said, it depends on the position thing. Like Matthews, if you have X Factor Matthews and he gets one, 100% need to make him, because I think that Matthews' real benefit comes when he's at 99 overall, and if you don't have to keep paying for the upgrade of the X Factor, that's huge. Not to mention, I could totally see him getting like silver quick draw or like a face-off, like something to help his face-offs. That's the real issue right now with his X Factor, is that he's not getting a huge bump there. He's got Barzal, Oilers, Icon, Messier, Matthews, McDavid. So, yeah, Matthews would be number 1. Or, sorry, McDavid number 1, then Matthews number 2. If McCarr and Yossi get it, they would be, like, my 3 and 4, probably. Just because, like, Yossi could be really good. The reason why Yossi's X Factor is so lame is because he doesn't really get skating abilities or synergies, and his abilities are awful for a defenseman. So if he gets something that makes him a little bit better, maybe Silver Truculent, something, I don't know, that could make him really interesting. So we'll have to wait and see on that. Nick Sand says, hey, Sleeves, love the videos. This is my first year taking Hut seriously, and I've spent a bit more money than I'd like to admit. Haven't we all, brother? I'm more or less wondering goalies, and should I try and get as many Team of the Year cards as I can get? I'm thinking to get all 3 forwards if your predictions are right. I also just love Hedman. His reach is unmatched. I'm also having consistency issues in Div 3, and I can't seem to win past ELO 1650. That's skill-based matchmaking, brother. Like, this year, I've been struggling as well. I think that people and the way the game is played is just more flushed out now. I mean, like, if you get the player base is just so much more educated on how to play the most effective way, and that's part because of creators show people how to play creative, or the most effective ways. I won't show you how to do wraps and things like that on this channel, but definitely like strategies and things like that. It's definitely very easy to access info. So the thing about your ELO and where you're at, skill-based matchmaking is designed to make you go 500. So it is designed to match you against players where you'll win 2 in a row and then lose 2 in a row. It's designed to keep you there. So once you hit the plateau, the things that need to change are strategies and mechanics. So if you don't use overload or behind the net and know how they work in terms of setting up plays, I would definitely watch my strategies video and my how to score. You've got to teach yourself some new things that you have not done. You could watch streamers, other content creators. You will not move up divisions by just playing more, really, to an extent. You could probably get up to, at 1650, you could probably get up to like 800 by just grinding and playing the game, because eventually you'll get a little bit better at things. because you'll see tendencies defensively more than offensively. But the only way that you're going to really break plateaus is if you dramatically change and look for new goals, mechanics, things like that. If you don't, I always equate it to like going to the driving range and just practicing your shitty golf swing. If you're not a good golfer, you could hit as many golf balls as you want, and sure, you might get a little bit better, but you're still just practicing your shitty swing. Like, that's how I equate it when it comes to skill-based matchmaking. Your team is pretty gross, but when it comes to like team of the year, yeah, again, we'll have to wait and see. The forwards are always going to be more impactful. Just they always will be. Forwards, not giving up goals is huge, but you can give up 5 goals if you can score 6, right? So you need to score 1 goal in a game to win, no matter what. So I always go forwards over defensemen. Nicholas says, hey, Slaves, I have 120K for team of the year that I need to spend, as well as like 25 85s. When would be the best time to buy since the market has been high? Wednesday nights, man. Like, it is always going to be high. People, again, I think this is the issue that I have with like events and HUT content right now, is that after like a year or two, even X Factors or team of the year, everyone becomes like so aware, and then the whole game and the whole point of everything is just focused on these few events, which is extremely boring to me, but it's just how it is, right? Like, team of the year came in NHL 20. It was new, brand new. Before that, it was just team of the season. And once it came in and people knew that it was there, it became more prevalent and more of a meta thing to wait and just save all of your stuff because it's early enough in the game cycle that you can get top-end cards that will last you the majority of the game, the whole game, and you don't have to pay for an upgrade, which is smart. But because of that, everyone is anticipating how it's going to work, so everyone is buying up those cards right now at a certain price point. I would honestly not invest in 85s. I have a feeling that the Stars of the Month sets are going to be how the collectibles work. So it's not going to be like Nations of Hockey. My guess is it's a lot like Fantasy Hockey or the Stars of the Month, where you trade in like 2 85s and you get 1 collectible, as opposed to, I think it was 185 got you 2 collectibles. Like, the reason being is that, 85 overalls right now are going for about 15,000 coins. If it requires 2 to make 1, that's 30K. If you go and look at 86s, I believe it costs 1. It's a 1-for-1, and ends up being a little bit cheaper. Or maybe it's 2 for 2. I can't remember. I did a video on it. I'm just off the top of my head. So 85s, I would probably go with 86, 87s. 87s is probably the safe way. I think that'll be a good bang for your buck. Ryland says, hey, Slaves, I'm kind of at a loss for what to do in the time before team of the year. I'm saving as much. Prior question, by the way, when would be the best time? Boxing Day. So for Americans, right after Christmas, because everyone's going to get the game and like their points. A lot of people rip packs and points then. So just be aware. It's probably like the 26th, 27th is the last time the market will be low before team of the year. I'm kind of at a loss for what to do. I'm saving team of the year. I'm saving as much as I can, but it feels like my only goal is X Factor McDavid. I have 2 choice packs for the next few days, and I have power-ups in the bank. If I don't get him this time around, I will use them on some of my other X Factors like Yossi, McKinnon, and Power-Up Richard. P.S. This 85 Burrows card feels great for me as a Canucks fan. I picked him up for cheap, and he is awesome. Dude, check out the Canucks Linden, man. Big tipper. We love it. Love it. Although, actually, you have it. Oh, my God. Never mind. You're good. Love the Canucks build. Yeah, if you don't get McDavid's X Factor, it's going to cost you probably about $1 million to make him untradeable. His card will probably be more... I don't know if it will be more expensive because last year, everyone always just goes off the prior year, right? But EA does change some things. Because they've done such a good job at keeping the overalls the same, they don't view cards differently in terms of, obviously, 90 Connor McDavid is better than 90 Austin Matthews or 90 McCarr. Like, Connor McDavid's card is far and away better, right? So we view it as way more higher value. Or even, like, let's say 90 Shesterkin. Let's say Shesterkin gets these 90 overall. EA views the overall at the same cost, not the actual card, like what people would view it as. So, like, if he's a 90 overall, let's say he's 90 overall, okay? Maybe 91. I don't think he'll be more expensive than the other ones. Last year, he was like a 95, and he was way higher than everyone else, and he was way more expensive. So, I don't know. It might just be the static across the board. I would just, when there is a 1-for-1 seasonal collectible fall to winter. So if you have a few seasonal collectibles saved up and you haven't done the seasonal challenges that are in the offline challenges, I think you get 12. You can burn through those real quick and then see if you can get the winter X Factor done like immediately for another shot at it. I would just wait until the very end, though. I wouldn't rush out. Wait for the end of the event, like of Team of the Year, guys, because you'll see a better price, better than rushing out and wasting stuff. So. All right, we've got Sampo says, do you think there will be more World Junior content later on because only 10 cards is a small amount of cards compared to how big the tournament is? Also, will you be posting a video going over the World Junior cards as you said in the Stars of the Month video? I will. That'll come out tomorrow. I don't think they will. I think that those are like every year there's usually one for every country, maybe two, but I don't see them doing more. The issue with those cards is even if they, because of how they do the progression system, right? So Shane Wright, for example, Canada has easily the best shot to win. I think we can all agree on that. Even though I am Canadian, I'm not trying to be biased. I think they have easily the best roster. And that being said, Shane Wright gets up to 90 overall. Even at 90 overall, guys, go and take a look at what he'll be. His endurance is like 74 because when they take silver cards and jack up their price, jack up their overalls, some of the overalls are so skewed because like the skating needs to be in line with like gold cards because they don't want you to like just not be able to use them at all, even though you really can't. But so remember that when you think about the value. I think the real value in the World Junior cards is to take Nations of Hockey, like all of your free Nations of Hockey collectibles, and do the set where you get a random one, and then you've basically taken 4 collectibles. Instead of getting 284s, you'll get a shot at maybe a 90 overall that you can then trade in. If Team of the Year is the first week of January, I think they might upgrade. I think the finals would be before the final of Team of the Year, so that might be a way to take advantage of the event. Adrian Finnegan says, hey Slaves, I'm a bit stuck with my team at the moment. I'm free to play, currently have around 900k and a bunch of 85s, 86s, and 87s. He's got Barzal, Beagle, McDavid, Tavo, Bergeron, Mika, Stammer, McCann, Poulin. I'm on the lookout for the new Star of the Month goalie to fire Markstrom into the sun. I feel that. But I'm waiting for him to hopefully drop below 100k. You got any suggestions for me? Am I generally waiting for Team of the Year? I get at least 13 wins, top 100 in champs, and in Div 2. I also play as many squad battles as I can. So I think a lot of people feel like this, man. They always feel like they need to be adding a new card to their team. And there's always going to be better cards, unless you have, like, my team. And even still, there's always that feeling where, like, oh, I got to go get the new card or whatever, right? Like, you don't really need to. Because the overalls have been in check, like, you don't need to. Your team is more than fine, I'll be honest with you, over the next 2 weeks. You really don't need to do any increasing at all. And the boring part is, yeah, you're just saving for Team of the Year. It sucks. Like, I hate this. Like, I now dislike this is how the game cycle works because it's like everyone saves everything, doesn't really pay attention to the new events that come out, and it's burn everything for Fantasy Hockey event. And then after Fantasy Hockey event, you save everything for Team of the Year. And then once Team of the Year happens, half the player base drops off because there's no more exciting and waiting till Team of the Season. And it's like, the events just feel lame. And I hope they figure out a way to do it. But that's it. That's it. That's the place we're at. All right, AJ Farrell says, hey, Sleeves, love the content. I'm hoping you could review my team and give me any advice you have. I buy points, but I am limited to about $40 a week. I currently have 95k and aren't interested in Team of the Year as I don't believe I could make anything. I have my X Factor cooldown ending in a week, and I'm still shooting for McDavid or anyone else good. Here's my team. Barzal, Kane, Timu, Mac, McDavid. Dude, stop spending money. I beg you, please stop spending money on the game, man. I know that you guys, like, it's a little hypocritical for me to say stop spending money because I do. I literally only do it because it's my business. Like, it's like, I feel for you guys because you feel the need to buy cards. If you watch my no money spent team, I'm not kidding. I've played probably 300 games on both, probably a little bit more on my no money spent. I'm the exact same skill rating, guys. Like, I know that everyone says pay to win, and it's definitely pay to make it easier. It is pay to make it easier. But, man, I promise you, I am the exact same skill rating on both, and I have way more fun on no money spent because it's, like, it's actually a challenge. So, Don't feel like you got to spend money every week unless you want to. I don't judge. If you want to spend money and, you don't go out and, this is how you entertain yourself and it's worth it to you, then absolutely go ahead. I'm not judging you for spending money, but I feel like you're just by judging this comment, it feels like you're feeling the pressure because your team isn't that good, but you've got Mika, Kane, Barzal, Timu Mac. Like, your team is very good. Like, there's no reason to. If you can't feel like you're getting team of the year, then don't worry about it, man. Like, having team of the year just reduces the cost. It doesn't mean that all of these people who get team of the year players are infinitely better. It just means they don't have to spend in the future, which is why they're valuable. But I think your team is solid, bro. I would look at some of the stars of the month, guys, because they're giving all of these players great abilities, which is nice, and they're much cheaper than people realize. So just take a look at some of those. They might help you out. All right, guys, that is going to do it for episode 15. Make sure you're subscribed with notifications on to get your question answered in the next video. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.